Yo, yo, you definitely got to unmute yourself, brother.
I wasn't talking to you. Hold on.
Oh, okay. I'm about to say,
Yeah, but you signed up for you going back to college or something?
hey, man,
Kanye West type.
this is how I dress every day. I got, busy day, man. I just like, you know what? I don't feel like throwing on the relaxed clothes. I'm gonna keep it how I be, and by definition, we are growth and development. So, you know, you gonna see a little bit of everything. But yeah, this is you go from G White to Mr. White, and the Mister is the Mister for show. So we going but without further ado, man, this All You Redemption podcast, this live session number 6, man. It's your boy G White,
Big speaker. You know.
man. We're gonna get into it, man. Let's jump it off the right way. We appreciate everybody for coming back and the ones that's about to roll back in. We got a pretty good topic we're gonna talk about tonight, but we always like to start off with the IOU moments.
Yes, sir. What you got for him, man?
All right. So my IOU moment.
Turn your game down too, G. Like,
Okay.
stop yelling at me.
Appreciate you. Appreciate you. Geek Squad. Geek Squad. So what I'm saying is, my IOU moment is what's your identity today? And what I mean by that is if somebody had to identify you as something, call you something, say they know you by something, family members, friends, your kids, your neighbors, co-workers, what would they say today? What would they say today? I just want people to just kind of, I'm always going to throw curveballs. So in your mind, you can think about and know how to, where you need to adjust yourself. Or if you are already where you want to be and you're proud of, where you at and everything like that, you can, just figure out what to do. But some things to bounce around. And I jotted down a few things that came to my mind. And I want you to just think about if somebody had to name you something, your child had to say, my mom and dad is this, or uh, your mama had to say, my son is this, my daughter's this, or your coworker or your friend had to say, my friend is this. Would they say you real? Would they say you fake? Would they call you a hustler? Would they call you lazy? Would they say that you're an honest person? Would they say that you're disciplined? Would they call you a scammer? Would they know you by robbing? Would they say you loyal? Are you trustworthy? Would they say you're resilient? Do they know you by being a drug dealer? Are you a motivator? What about an excuse maker? Yeah. Would they say you are a victim? Right? Like, oh man, everything's always on everybody else but me. Now, you can say some of those things out loud, but really look in the mirror and think about what you would be identified today if somebody had to characterize you as something. And if you are one of those people that are trying to improve yourself, maybe be delivered from one thing or the next. So I hit on a lot of little words there. And I know some people like, dang, that's kind of blunt, drug dealer or scammer or something like that. I was listening to 50 Cent earlier today, and they was just talking about in the process of him, when you talk about drug dealer, he was talking about how he went through spurts of drug dealing, whatever else like that, whatever. That's not the end of his story. That was just a small piece of his life. Till we know how 50 Cent is now, the businessman that he is today. So he doesn't hide that with shame. I'm just saying, out of all those things, just remember, we all are identified by something when we're not around. You know, what are you being identified as today? And if it's something that you don't feel like you could be proud of, or that you feel like you want to improve or maybe change that narrative about yourself, that's okay. Ain't nothing wrong with that. We all a work in progress. But what I'm saying is that can change now. And it's up to you. You don't, whatever you start at doesn't mean that's what you have to end up at. So uh that's my IOU moment, is for people to think about what's your identity as of today. If people had to identify you as something.
Do you think that'd be different from that'll be a different perspective based on who answers the question for you, but it'll all come back to the same identity.
Well,
right?
yeah. Well, yeah. So, well, I would hope. Listen, it all hangs in the same part. Like nobody's gonna call me a thief.
Yeah.
Nobody's gonna call me a thief. You can call me something that may based upon your opinion, right? But if we're
Yeah.
talking about calling my character something, like the facts of it, certain stuff I'm not worried about you calling me or that stuff we don't even entertain.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I probably can call myself any worse names than anybody else can call me. You know what I mean? At times, depending on what mood I'm in. So it's just something for the people to keep working on and thinking about. Because a lot of people don't think about that. They're so consumed into who they are, what they're doing, or what they got going. They don't think about, you know, dang, what is my daughter able to say about me? What's my son
Yeah.
able to say about me? How will my mom and them identify me? I'm talking about the people that matter. You understand what I'm saying? What kind of example am I setting? If somebody had to say, hey, what's your dad do? How is your how do you describe your father? And your kid got to go in front of the class. What would they say? Just think about it. Answer that yourself and think about it and adjust yourself accordingly.
Yeah.
That's my IOU moment.
Appreciate you for that.
Yep.
My IOU moment. Focus on the reward instead of the difficulty involved in achieving the reward. So
Hmm.
focus on the reward itself
I like that.
instead of focusing on the difficulty involved with achieving the reward. So a lot of times people will go into different situations, and if they want to do something new, if you decide to do it or you ask somebody else advice on how to do something, human nature automatically goes to the difficulties involved with doing it. They don't think about the end goal, about the reward that you're actually going to get. It's always, okay, if I want to if I
Yeah.
want to start driving Uber, oh man, just so you can get some money, right? Oh man, your car gonna get tore up. You're gonna have to drive drunk people around. You're gonna have to do this. Nobody ever talks about like how that might get you over the hump for the next 2 months of your life transitioning from jobs or something like that.
Yeah.
Nobody tells you like it's gonna get you money in your pocket for food on the table. You want to start a new business, and people always be like, businesses fail in the first year. Why are you
Yeah.
telling? Nobody wants to hear that. Nobody,
They
you
start
don't need to know that.
they start to hit you with them negative facts out
Yeah,
there, the negative statistics out there. Yeah.
yeah. The negative
Mm-hmm.
facts, everything you need to know to not do what you want to do. That's
Nah.
what you're gonna be told. Everything you don't want to know before you start something. Instead of focusing on the reward, you focus on the difficulties involved with
Right.
achieving the reward. And I just think that everybody needs to now start focusing on the reward. Cause this is my point about it. We've all met struggles before. So
Absolutely.
it's nothing new. It's just a new struggle. Who we can get through it. You can get through it if you just understand that you done been through a million other struggles.
Right.
Just know that there's something at the end. Like the reward is greater than what you got to go through to get it. I think
Yeah.
that's just something that people need to know.
And I would piggyback off of your IOU moment before we move forward. And I would just say that, I'm breaking it down. When I read it, focus on the reward instead of the difficulty involved in achieving the reward. What I'm saying is when you're trying to achieve something great, there will be some level of difficulty because if there was not a level of difficulty, everybody would
Nobody
have
would
whatever
do
that
it.
is. Everybody would have it, right? So what I'm saying is if you start harping too much on all this, like how much time I'm going to have to dedicate into it, the sacrifices, I ain't going to be able to party or I ain't going to be able to do this, I'm not going to be able to take these trips and you're going to psych yourself out. And before you know it, you're going to give up on it or push it off and push it off and push it off and you're never going to get it done. Make your mind up, stay focused, lock in, or whatever that is you're trying to improve on, whatever that end goal is, and everything else is just a part of the process. And you got to
Yeah.
go through it with the mindset like I'm ready for whatever, I'm gonna do whatever, I'm gonna dedicate whatever, I'm gonna invest whatever. and whatever to get to that. I'm not gonna sit back here and be like, dang, I'm gonna miss
Yeah.
2 summers. Dang, I'm gonna be in the house all winter. Man, I'm gonna have to do this. Man, you psyching yourself out. You
Yep.
psyching yourself out. Keep your head strong, stay focused. So I like that IOU moment, bro. I appreciate that for sure, for sure.
It's a big fact. It's a big fact, and I just think people gotta keep that in mind when they trying to do something. So
And stay locked in. So, you know what I'm saying? Appreciate everybody for coming back. Let's get into it.
for sure. So what we want to hit them with today? You know we gotta talk about being the first.
Right. So, Monday we dropped the content in the full episode, which again, if you want to see the full episode, it's on our YouTube.
Yep.
You want
It's
to see
on
the
the
full
YouTube.
episode, go to the YouTube, like, share, and subscribe to watch
Yes,
the
sir.
full episodes. On your lunch breaks, on your drive to work, when you got some downtime, when you're sitting on the toilet, whatever you got going on, peep it. But basically, we were going into different components that go into being the first in your family, first in your neighborhood, first in your social group.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just we talked about the struggles, we talked about the successes, and everything
Position.
in the position of it as well. So,
Yep.
I can remember we jumped it off where we'll start here where we could talk about just by being the first in your being the first period is difficult, right?
Yep.
You're going to run into things because it takes a different type of mentality to be the first to do anything, right? So you already are thinking differently than everybody else because if you weren't, you'd be getting the same result as everybody.
Yeah.
You it's
Yeah.
simple math like that, right? You already are ahead of yourself. And this is something I want to tell the people. A lot of people don't feel like they doing something special or they don't give themselves the flowers that they do because what? You're not rich yet, your bank account don't reflect it yet, or
Yeah.
you're not famous, or your name ain't written in Hollywood somewhere, you're not on the TV screen or something. I found like when we dropped that content on Monday, bro, it felt really good. Different text messages and stuff, people getting like response. People like, dang, I am the first person in my family to do
Yeah. They
this.
realize it. They start to
Dang,
realize it.
yeah. Pat yourself on the back. You are the first person in your family to do that, to do this, to
Yeah.
do this, to do that. Yes. And that took you dedicating yourself and having a different mindset. So no matter, like we were saying, if you're the first man on the job, first woman on the job, first black person on the job, first person in your family uh to make an X amount of money, first person to do whatever it is. That took time and dedication, but it's definitely some struggles within that. And that's where we kind of got into the mud of it because you have to talk about that. In every
Yeah.
aspect of your life, there will be some struggles. And before I turn it to you, I would just say some of the struggles that, I know we both have faced. And I could just, is when you're the first to do a lot of things in your family or amongst your friends or whatever, you're gonna be misunderstood. You feel like you alone at times. You know what I'm saying? Like you could be in a room full of people and feel alone.
Yeah.
Um, I know that very well. I know that very well. Because that's damn near, like I said, my everyday, man. So what I'm saying is you still gotta have your head on strong. You know what I mean? Because it does suck because people won't understand you. And also they're not gonna clap for you either.
Yeah.
When you're doing something that ain't nobody else done before, they're gonna be who you think you are.
That is the first reaction. Yeah.
That is who you think you are. You think you better than us? Oh, you think you high and mighty? Humble yourself. You know what I mean? Humble yourself. Um, I don't think we've ever told each other to humble ourselves.
Nope.
Um, but that's a
We
whole nother.
actually we actually go back and forth about that. About
Yeah. Well, being
what
too
we
humble or
yeah, being too humble,
yeah.
not wanting to show things, not wanting to say things.
Well, yeah. And the thing is, when you put in that type of work, and I want everybody to know this, when you put in work and dedicate yourself to something and you raise your stature or you add value to yourself, be unapologetic about that. You earn that. You took the other road. You know what I'm saying? So that's some of the struggles. But I'll
Yeah.
let you chap in on the struggles before we move on some more too.
Mm. The struggles for me of being the first, just not understanding how to approach different situations
Right.
or seeing how, so you see how other people respond to situations that come up before you,
Mm-hmm.
and you want to figure out ways to do it differently, how to be more understanding of the situation, how to analyze it, how to hold your temper, and how to figure out a resolution for it. But being the first and having that mindset, it's hard to understand what to do in any situation. So I think I'll give you so I'll bring up this policeman,
Right.
right? So uh, they're good police officers, they're bad police officers. There's good black people, there's bad black people, there's white people. There's so I don't really care who. I'm just trying to say that, you know, with the police officer, let's talk about like in the black community with police officers, you will always want to see police officers that are from that area because they understand how that area works, right? How
Mm-hmm.
that area functions. They know who is doing what. They know who ain't doing what you think they doing. A lot of people won't get misidentified, just different things like that. And bringing up the police officer because everybody know, like, I guarantee you, in any community, any hood, any neighborhood, whatever, you have that one police officer that everybody knows has no idea why they're in your community, how they got there. First person that come to my mind is Officer Friendly and Officer Strabavi.
Yeah.
Those are the two. They ain't from where we from, but they were the first to actually come to our neighborhood and show us a different side of law enforcement. Think about that.
Yeah.
They were
Now, Calvin, Mr. Alcox, but he's
but
from the
he's
neighborhood.
from the
He's yeah,
neighborhood.
yeah, he
Yes. You see what I'm saying? You said so you're on mute. So
yeah,
this is my case about this is that yes, we have those people that are from the neighborhood, but the people who aren't are the first, and they have to understand how to interact with our culture, how we move, how we do things differently. Who they gonna go talk to? They can't talk to nobody but themselves and try to figure this thing out. And it's the same thing with that's how I feel with situations that I go into is whenever I'm the first in something, even when you talking about getting the LLC created. I I don't know I don't know nobody else in my family that's done that. I'm just be honest. I don't know. I'm sure people call me people call me be like, yeah, I did this, but you didn't share that with me. You see what I'm saying? You didn't share that with me. And so I think that for the most part, people will, and that's what we're saying. When you have knowledge that you have, you are not only held accountable, but I'm counting on you to release that information to me because I need to know. See what I'm saying? I can't hear you. Nope. So what I'm saying about this is that a lot of people, like when I told you that story about the last time where if you look at the somebody said if you look at the graveyards, it's a lot of people out there with untold stories, untapped potential, and just
yeah,
talent that never got shared. So, and I just think is that because people don't understand, you need to release that information. If you don't, you holding somebody else captive to being the first at something. And
yeah,
I truly believe this that a lot of people, maybe in my family and other places, they just didn't share things. Don't tell information that could be beneficial. So you unintentionally making me be the first. So that could be being the first of not telling me knowledge that I need to know, and I'm physically going to be the first with things like finishing college and doing these other things because nobody else done it, right?
Yeah.
it's,
Yeah.
it's two different dynamics to that.
So another thing that I was gonna say to you is, um, when we talk about being the first, it can go even as deep as some people out there are the first person in their families to get married, first
Yeah,
person, first, you know what I mean? And if you're in those situations, and especially if you're trying to do it right, you
first
really
person
gonna
in
be,
your family get divorced too. It's people
yeah,
out there like that too, and
yeah, yeah,
you're gonna
yeah,
look like the
definitely.
black sheep of the family if you do that.
Yeah. So a lot of times when you are the first or something, you're gonna have to take a lot of conversations to God
Yeah,
because nobody,
because that's the
especially in
only
your immediate
one.
circle, they might not understand you. Um, and you'll be outcasted because you are the first and you are daring to be different.
Yeah,
So you know what I mean? I definitely would say that. But let's talk about a little bit of when you being the first, maybe some successes. And I'll jump that off by um hold on. I see. So let's chime in with the people first. No pain, no gain for sure. Yeah, Alex just put something here. You don't wrote a novel, Alex. And a
yeah, you
trailblazer.
must know her.
uh, exactly. You know what I mean? You don't have a roadmap when you're figuring out a lot of stuff for yourself, and you're the first. So there will be trial and error. You understand what I'm saying? Because you don't have anybody to take your hand and tell you, "Hey, don't do that. Hey, don't take that route." So a lot of stuff you're gonna figure out from the back end of it.
Yeah,
Um,
after you do it.
after you do it, right? Man, maybe I shouldn't have said that to her. Maybe I shouldn't have challenged her like that. Maybe that pressure was too, you know what I mean? Because maybe you didn't have somebody say, "Hey, son, don't challenge your wife like that," or
Yeah,
"Hey, daughter, don't challenge that man of the house like that.
yeah,
Don't treat him like that. Don't hit him below the belt like that because he'll never forget that." You know what I mean?
yeah,
Like it's a lot of that. If you're the first that, and if you don't have that mama, that sister, that auntie, that whatever, like if you
yep,
that first person. So um just those are some of the struggles. Now,
yep,
some of the successes, because I always like to turn a positive note on things, would being the first in your family. Some people are afraid to be the first, and that's why they just do like everybody else done generations before them.
yep,
I look at it like a badge of honor, right? So, when people are able to call me, lean on me, look at me like a subject matter expert on some things, you know what I'm saying? Like look to me for guidance with something. Um, I like that because not everybody has that. And that means that I've done something to put myself in a position where people believe in me. You know
yeah,
what I mean? Like I know, like my niece will call me. Hey, I know my uncle went through that. I know my uncle did this. I know my uncle do this. You know what I mean? Like I love that. That mean like that pat me on the back, and I love giving people game and helping people with things and watching them better their lives, better their situations. You know what I mean? Develop themselves. You know what I mean? I just look at life in its simplest form. There's no shortage of money. There's no shortage of success. So I don't mind giving it. You know what I mean?
yeah,
I might give you too much. It's just not gonna take from what God got for me. You know what I mean? So that's just one of the positives that I can really think about when I think about being the first. You know what I mean? Like, so even on the job, being the first, and I'll tell everybody all the time, first African American and the only as of now. But I'm setting a pretty good foundation for everybody that comes after me, right? I watch how I conduct myself. I watch how I go about business, and I'm very well. I handle my job very well. Um, so yes, at times it is stressful. Yes, most of the time I am alone. Yes, 95% of the rooms I walk in, 99% of the rooms, 99% of the rooms
90%.
I walk,
Yeah,
99% of the rooms I walk in,
yeah,
I am the only person that looks like me.
yeah,
And that's every single day. And I'm still able to stay true to myself. I'm still able to be who you know me to be. Um, but
mm,
still professional. But yes, that does become very stressful. That becomes it's a weight that I like to carry. And like my dad always tell me, you got wide shoulders, you built for it. So, God put that on me because maybe it might break the next person. You know what I mean? But he know I can carry that. So, that's just some of the positives that I think about when I think about being the first. I try not to hang too low into the negativity side of it, but try to turn those negatives into positives and just say I'm built for it. You know what I mean? And the ones that don't understand me, maybe you'll understand me later on. But some of the greatest people in the world have all been mistaken to be crazy at some point. You know what I mean? We laugh and joke about Kanye or a lot of other people that at times. But Kanye might be a little crazy though, bro. But I think you do
Yeah,
got to be a little crazy to be honest
yeah,
with you in order
but
to make it.
that dude is a genius.
Yeah,
I mean, say what you want
yes,
about the man, but
yeah.
you lose
It's
somebody
good
that
crazy.
close to you, and let's see how you turn out.
Right,
Think about
right.
everybody always forget about that.
Yeah.
That
His
man
mama was
lost
his
his
best
mama, and
friend.
his mama was like,
Everything. Believed
so
in him,
yeah,
supported him. Yeah, absolutely.
he just just what happens. So I think this is the thing that people have to understand too when you hit those successes in being the first is that you're gonna see less and less of the people that, like you said, look like you. And when I say that, I ain't just saying like black people. I'm just talking about like your friends.
Hmm.
Everybody, all your friends gonna fade in the background because you're not elevating to a new level, and that's just how it goes, right?
Hmm.
You gonna go up, and you gonna be the first to do something because you were the trailblazer. You're the frontline person. Everybody else fades to the back. So get used to it. You might as well get used to it being the only one there, whether it's your skin color or your knowledge base, whatever it is. You're gonna be the first person and the only person there. I don't even care no more. It's like second nature to me. It doesn't matter. I walk in the room with people sharper than me, or I can teach them something. Either or, I really don't care. I think one of the successes that I like the most, and I mentioned this, is that I'm kicking down doors. I'm setting the standard. Everything that I do in my life up to this far is, or thus far, is kicking down doors. And I'm now saying I'm gonna do this, I'm not gonna do that. I'll give you an example. So like Arya, she says things like right now, what she says she wants to do, she wants to architect homes. So build homes and basically have the builders who actually build the homes to get
Right.
to buy the diagrams from her. But here's the kicker part. She
Oh, she
said,
thinking different.
yeah, she thinking different. But here's the kicker
Yeah.
part. She said, and I want to do all this from home. Why you think
Mm.
she want to do it from home?
Because she see you. She seen you dedicate yourself, put yourself in a lane to create your own niche. You can take care of your family from your house. Y'all
Yeah,
don't want for nothing. Y'all able to do things, live a good life. You able to be present. You able to go to games,
yeah. See what I'm saying?
gymnastics, everything.
She
Yeah,
doesn't know anything about me working 12-hour shifts.
no,
She don't know about that. If somebody try to ask her to do that, she be like, "How do you do that? Why? Why do I
yeah,
need to do that?" You see what I'm
yeah,
saying? I'm
yes,
setting the standard.
yes,
I'm showing my kids like what you don't have to do that. There's a better way to do it. I'm showing it in the flesh right now.
yes.
I'm showing you how you can do these jobs and not have to go nowhere.
So look, every generation should get better, right? That's
Yes,
the way it
every
should go.
generation should get better.
I always tell people, your mama and daddy did their best. That's it. You understand
Yeah.
what I'm saying? And they mama and daddy did their best. That's it.
So I'll give you an example. So I'll give you an example. Like my mama, the one thing people always like, people ask me this to this day. They're like, artists, where you get your work ethic from? People ask me this, and I say, my mama. Because she worked
Right
three.
there.
I know a point where she was working 3 jobs at a time. Three
Hmm.
jobs. You see what I'm saying?
With a
How
smile on her
so
face.
listen, so listen. 3 jobs, you think about that. That means you probably ain't sleeping.
Right.
You're probably not sleeping because we talking about 3 jobs where you got to physically be somewhere.
Yes.
That's hard. So now I seen that. I'm not gonna get into what I do now, all the stuff I do now, but I can do that better. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
She taught
And
me
you,
something, but
yeah.
I think I could do that better in a different in a different way, right?
Well, yeah, look. So the thing is this, like I was saying, every generation should get better. Look at it like this, and I'm being serious when I say this. If let's say, I don't know, skip it. We're gonna rip the band-aid off.
Yeah.
let's say if let's say if somebody was a drug dealer, right?
Yeah.
And you have a kid, you raise your son sell dope too. You dang near failed as a father.
Yeah, because you don't want him doing the same thing.
Right.
You don't want
You
him doing
understand what
that.
I'm saying? Like, you know, whatever negativity my dad had in his younger life, he made sure he always told me, be better than him.
Yeah.
My dad always told me be better than him. So he don't never. There's no friction between success. You know what I mean? Like he loves to come to my house and he love to brag on me. And
Yeah.
when you meet my dad friends, they say, "Man, your dad brag on you all the time." And when I come back home, my dad want to hey, jump in the truck with me. He want to take me around like a show me around like a
Yeah.
trophy. You know what I mean? This little
Yeah.
Greg, man, this my son, man. You know what I mean? Whatever else like that. There's nothing wrong with that. That's not saying
Yeah.
that he's a failure and I'm this that. No, you raised me. I come from you. You get what I
Yeah.
mean? I took the game you gave me and I elevated it like you did with your mom.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like all of our parents, and that's how it should go. And look, like you said, let's talk about our kids. Right now, our kids can say what? They can say a lot. They can actually say a lot, but simple. And I was talking at the dinner table about that. Like they able to say, like, my mom and dad graduated from college.
Yeah.
So we already know that's like
That's
that's the
like the
bar.
that's like, yeah,
Yeah,
like
that's the
like Shaq
foundation.
said, you got to get 2 degrees to touch this cheese. Like you gonna have to do okay, that's the if that's the foundation.
Right.
You gotta do something better than that.
And look, and even if you don't go to college, you better come
Yeah.
up with a crazy plan
Yeah.
that's equivalent, if not better.
Everybody in here went done that. You
Yeah. What you gonna
yeah.
do? If you want to take a different route, let me hear your plan.
Let me hear your plan.
It's
Yeah.
all about a plan because you ain't planning to succeed, you planning on failing.
Yeah.
You know what I
That's the
mean?
type
Like,
of talks it is around here. Like, see, when you in the house, in this house, there are standards. Like, I'll give you an example. Like, if Arya come home and be like, she got teacher gave her a high praise today, whatever, whatever. And then now the other looking at the other kids, like, okay, y'all went to school too. So what's happening? See what I'm
mm-hmm.
saying? And it's not like it's I want that competition in the house because everybody it stays on their toes like that. Even when it's if AJ playing a sport, somebody else be playing because everybody everybody has a job. Everybody has like a system. It can't be just one person just like laid back over there.
No,
No,
no.
everybody feeds on everybody.
No, everybody in the house got a role, even a dog. You understand what I'm
Yeah.
saying? I'm serious. So
Yeah.
people, when people hear you say that like that, like, what do you mean by that? You must be running your house
Explain
like a
it.
military.
Explain it.
I have a role as the man of the house. You understand? As the top of the head. Everything falls on me. I appreciate the support I got, but at the end of the day, if the lights get cut off, that's on me.
Turn their head looking at
That's
you.
on me. That ain't never on no female. That's
Yeah.
on the man. I'm cut
Yeah.
from. I may be around people's age, but I'm cut from the old school. A man is to get up,
I hate that.
protect,
I
provide. You understand what I'm saying? Like
yeah, but
that's on the man. Look, and then
yeah,
you got the
yeah.
woman, you got the kid. Like I said, everybody in that house, in your household, has a role to play. Even the dog. Somebody sniffing around this house that don't believe the dog better get the barking and let me know somebody trying to break up
Facts.
in here or something. And if that
Facts.
dog don't do that, that dog gotta go.
Like what you doing? Like now we got
Right.
to get training for you because you don't understand what's going on around
Bro,
here.
from the
You know?
front door to the back door, everybody got a role in this house. Like you
Yeah,
said, we can't all be hustlers, and then I got this lazy kid over here who don't want to do nothing.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
So
Like,
that brings
nah.
up a good point. That goes back to the IOU moment we
Yes.
had back when I was in Mexico. It's stop rewarding yourself until the work is done. You got to everybody has to have a job. Everybody has to have a process in order to get the reward. I'll give you this example because we like talk about camping, right?
Mhm.
So you know how when we go camping, I'm sure this how y'all be over there too. Especially when we was new to it, we pull up to the campsite, Ari and them like, I gotta use the bathroom. And I'm you and me, like we probably I know me, I'm rushing trying to get the sewer hose
Yeah.
hooked up, the water hook, all
Mm-hmm.
that. And then one day I was just like, no. I said, we pull up, the longer y'all take to set this campsite up, the longer y'all gonna have to hold it.
Right.
We not Listen, get the work done first and then enjoy the rewards of the campsite. You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
It's the same thing with life.
Yeah.
Get the job done first and then enjoy the rewards later.
Yep. And hold on real quick. Auntie Georgie say that's so true. Used to be where you get into it, so you good. Now that's like a diploma. Absolutely. Absolutely. In the professional field, exactly. Used to be able to get a bachelor's degree and that used to be everything. Used to be able to get associates and that be everything. Now, I mean, you got to have not even just degrees, you got to have all type of certifications and trainings and you
It
know
was
what I
one
mean?
point. Nah,
All
it
that.
it was one point where Trump, when he was in office, he said he changed it for public sectors. He said you're no longer going to be based on your educational experience. So bachelor's, master, all that didn't care. He said all you're gonna need, all we're gonna look for is years of experience and if you got certifications.
Yes.
So that's what I want to tell people is that never get too focused on I should do this or I should do that because it can shift on you at any moment. I think
Hmm.
that the best thing you can do for yourself is know a little bit about a lot. Cash in on the content. Learn as much as you can. Know a little bit about a lot. Just cash in on content. And I'll give you an example. So, like, if somebody came up to you and was like, hey, I want you to invest in this company, and I also want you to invest in this rental property. If you're not prepared to understand how to flip a house,
Yeah.
rehab a house, if you don't understand the tax incentives behind having an LLC, if you don't understand how to put your assets under the LLC, all these different things, guess what? You're gonna be behind the curve.
Yeah.
You cannot wait till the opportunity presents itself to you to be like, oh, I'm gonna go study on this. No, you have to do the work now,
Yeah.
study it before it comes. When the opportunity comes, you ready to go.
Absolutely. And you stay ready. I'm gonna jump into the comments real quick. Alex, funny with this one. Listen, people hate staying the night at our house. Greg don't do the sleeping in no matter what day of the week it is. Hey,
Nah, that's
bruh,
I can't do it either. I can't.
bruh. When you come to my house, first off, I love breakfast. We getting up early. I like to eat breakfast.
Yeah,
Breakfast is my favorite meal of the day. We have a conflict of interest when you sleep until 10, 11, 12, 1. Man, and now I'm like sitting there like that grinds my gears. You understand? But look, I'm like that even on vacation, right? So if we in
yeah,
Mexico somewhere, I'm gonna get up, watch the sunrise. You know what I'm saying? Might go. My dad told me a long time ago, don't nothing come to a sleeper but a dream.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? So I don't care if we've been partying the night before. You gonna get up with that hangover and at least sit on the couch and sober up. You know what
yep,
I just
yep.
can't sleep like that, bro. You just and if something on my mind, that's a whole nother conversation. I could be up for days on end, especially if something on my mind, you know what I mean? Auntie Georgie she said, I'm working on several certifications. Like, exactly. Continually to add growth to yourself. My cousin Peter, um, he passed away a couple years ago, and I mean, he probably had like 10 degrees. He was always in school for something, adding something to himself. You know what I mean? Staying ahead of that pack. Um, here say that exactly. When you be well rounded, just right there, well rounded. They can't box you in when you well rounded. When you one
So like,
dimensional, you know what
yeah.
I'm saying? You can't. Yeah, yeah.
So I be telling people about this analogy too. So
Wow.
let's say that you worked at a company for 15 years.
Yeah.
You understand that you boxing yourself in because most
Break that
people
down.
who, yeah, let me get into this a little bit. I had a person I used to work with at
Hmm.
Austin Energy. I used to live in Austin, Texas.
Right.
He told me, he said, "Yeah, artist." He said, "I'm just trying to get to retirement." He said, "They want me to come in here and wipe these meters off." He said, "Wipe on, wipe off, wipe on, wipe off." I
Mr.
said,
Miyagi.
I went back, walking back to my office. I'm like, no, why? Like, I can't do that. So this is gonna be hard for people, but listen, when you have a particular job
Right.
and you so complacent with this job, you so comfortable,
Right.
you've been working there 15 years, 10 years, whatever it is. Understand that the longer you at a particular company, the steeper your market value is on the outside of that company.
Well, yeah. Yeah. I can break that down. But go ahead.
So let me get yes, so like if you're not continually transferring departments, interdepartment transfers, getting new skills, you might one time be with the IT department, you might next time be with the marketing department, next time be with the I don't know, HR, whatever.
Yes.
You have to, and that's why I say know a little bit about a lot. You have to always like rotate like
Mm-hmm.
every 2 years or so to a new department, because if you don't, let's take it for example, if you was in there as a sales
Mm-hmm.
rep at a company and you did that for 10 years. Well, what happens when that company says we no longer need you, or we need to cut you, we need to do budget cuts?
And that's
Here
all you
you
know how to
go.
do.
That's all you know how to do.
You
You now
gone.
you fantastic at it. You really great at it.
Company gonna take care of the company. You
They gonna
gone.
take care of the company and you gone. And guess what? You just so happen to get fired, laid off, terminated at a time where the economy is terrible. Ain't nobody trying to buy nothing you's trying to sell them. What you
Yep.
gonna do? Why y'all think everybody always have to go back to school or do something like that? Because they box themselves in. Look at me, what I did. I told y'all I started out as electrical engineer, and there's a reason why I moved from that and went to cybersecurity. Now, guess what? I'm not staying in cybersecurity because I'm not. I just know I got to find something else to do. Either you create a business and you're gonna use that skill that you that specialized in,
Mm-hmm.
or you got to keep moving around. That's what I mean by if you don't change your skill set, if you don't move inner departments, you're gonna gradually decrease your market value, and you're going to have a hard time finding the job.
Yeah. Yeah. And I've seen that, like I said, I've seen that on my career. I trip them out all the time where, you know what I mean? Like I've had to have some real deep conversations at times where, you know what I mean? They may see something come my way and they're like, you know how to do that? Yeah.
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 Oh, yeah. I used to do that like back when. Like you get what like it's you can't box me in. I don't trust it. You get what I'm saying? And I think that's a good thing. I'm gonna back up because this just got on my mind. That's all a part of being the first. When we talk about being
Yeah.
the first,
Yeah.
in order to be the first, you're gonna continuously have to stay ahead of the pack.
Yep.
You're gonna take that lonely road, that solo road. You understand what I mean? And this type of mindset that people need to adapt, and a lot of people in the comments have, that's why you're here. That's why you can relate. That's why you get it. Because you know what I mean? Like-minded individuals. So
Yeah.
continue to push yourself. Um, I gave a great example of when we talk about working for future rewards. And I gave a great example of when I was in college and I went to that Subway when I was in Kentucky all the time, every day. Me and Alex used to go to Subway. We used to see Buddy, Indian couple,
Yeah.
Buddy and his wife. I'm only calling him Buddy, y'all, because he called me Buddy and I call him Buddy. We never got each other real names. You know what I mean? We used to see each other all the time. Buddy, what's up, Buddy, man? What's up, Buddy, man? How your kids, Buddy? And he'd be like, oh,
Yeah.
Buddy, the kid, like, Buddy, you get it. So what I'm saying is, after going into this Subway for so long, every day, different times of the day, I started to notice Buddy and his wife is always in there. So I asked him,
Yeah.
I said, Buddy, do you take time off? Why are you always here? Why don't you guys have any help? He just broke down his culture and then how the American culture is. He just kind of told me in his country that, you know, they believe in working really hard when you're young and while you got good health, so that when you're older, you can put your feet up and reap the benefits of your life's work. They don't believe in that, you know, they will, but they don't believe in waiting till you get older, waiting till you get a certain age to kick it. No, they want all of that when you're young. You know what I mean? They want to put on all that hard work young, the hours, the long hours and the stress. They want to do that while they're young. So that's where, you know, just the mindset change. And that changed my life. So when I see other people telling younger people that you got all this time, Wait till you get older to get serious. Wait till you this age to settle down. Wait till you that, you know, certain age to think about getting a house or to doing
Yeah.
that, whatever. They tricking you out your spot, and they, you know what I mean? You letting that type of
Yeah.
poison get in your.
That goes for relationships too.
Yes.
I'm tired of people
Yes. I don't listen to none of that. That's silly
they're
to be
tricking
telling
you.
people to wait. Like,
It's
why?
so stupid. Why are you telling people to wait? You know, people dying every day. Off,
Yes.
especially now they messing with the food. We dying too early. People dying too early now.
Yeah.
So look, listen, I want to pick up on two things here because Alex said something about raising pay grades.
Yes.
I
Oh, right
think
there.
I think that raises and pay grades, let's just talk about raises in general at jobs, are terrible for you. They hurt you
Ooh,
more than they help you
boy.
because
Mm.
y'all know that y'all man, let me break this down.
Please
Do
say
y'all know
something for
that
me.
when you accept a particular role, and I don't care what role, if it's hourly salary, whatever it is, whatever number it is,
Right.
no number for a salary is high enough for me to spark my like just to make me overly excited. Because look, when you get a particular job, and let's say they coming in at a salary of 50,000, okay?
Mm-hmm.
They say they want to give you 50,000, okay? The rule of thumb is to say always put 10% on there, counter them. If you ever accept a job offer off the back, you did them a favor. They're expecting you to counter the offer, counter with 10. I sometimes I go higher than that, 15%, because and I did this. I help one of the good fellas with this. I told him to counter it this much. And he was
Mm-hmm.
like, no, no. I said, man, listen to me. Just do it. Don't you never be scared to ask what you worth for.
No.
That's the thing. Never be they interested in you. They want you. So ask the money that you want to get above and beyond whatever the number is. So when they give you an offer, okay, 50,000, that means they're not going to tell you this, but the band of that particular job is probably from 40,000 to like 70,000.
Mm-hmm.
And they're gonna say, here's 50. There's percentages that typically you can get in. If they offer you 50,000, you can get up to the highest band amount plus or minus like 5%. So you technically can get like 60%. You can get like at the 60,000 level. Okay. From 50,000, you can get 60,000 for sure. And
Yes.
then you can get a certain amount of, you can get another percentage over that. So what I'm saying is that when you get these pay, let's say you took the 50K, when you get these pay raises, they're not doing nothing but hanging the carrot in your face. You already had the money if you would have asked for it in the beginning. So that 5,000, that 10,000, they giving you over the 5-year, 10-year mark and all of that. It's just money that it's basically allowance money to keep
Look,
you there, to keep you happy. And you're going to keep accepting because they know that if they give you another 10K, they're going to keep you for another 10 years. When you could have switched departments and got another 30,000. And
preach.
it just kept moving up that way. But you want to stay in the same position, same department, and they're gonna keep nickel and diming you. This is what I be talking
Bro.
about. That's why I think raises hurt you more than they help you.
They definitely do. And I say I can speak to this because particular, I remember when I was a salary member of management at Allison Transmission at 25, 26 years old, which is dang near unheard of. It's the good old boys
Yeah.
club. And I walked away from that job because I wanted a better work-life balance. I wanted to be present. You know what I mean? I didn't just want to be a check, right? So what I'm saying was I remember listening to the old heads. People listen to the old heads. I'm telling
If
you, they
they
done
done
live
been through
longer
it, they
for a
gonna tell you,
reason.
they gonna help you. Yeah.
He told me, he said, hey, you gonna go complain about something and they gonna slide you some more money.
Yes, to shut you up.
They gonna slide, and I promise you,
It don't matter salary or hourly.
bruh, the 3 conversations I had all ended with them sliding me a manila envelope, and it was
Yeah.
more money, a bump. Take this little bump because they want you to be quiet. They want you to stop dreaming. They want you to stop thinking for yourself. They want you to stop trying to achieve your own goals and control your own career in life. So they try to dangle that carrot, that money in your face, all money, not good money, and get you to just get lost in the sauce. And that's all you're thinking about is the money. but they don't understand. It's a different day now. You know what I'm saying? It's bigger than the money with certain people. I'm only gonna have one shot to raise my kids. Ain't
Yeah.
no do-overs with this. So the quickest way to lose me, come between me and my family. Come between my balance. Because I've earned this, right? I'm earned it. I've worked at every shift a person can work. I've done the retail management. I've done it all. So at this point, the quickest way for you to lose me is to come between me being able to go to my daughter's games, for me to miss our family time. I done been there, done that. You know what I mean? So I just tell people to continue to think for yourself. Um, and the raises. One thing I want to think about raises too, because I've helped coach with getting raises and stuff like that too. But if you pay attention, let's say your job give you a, they sit you down and they give you that 3% raise at the end of the year
Which
or
is just a
whatever.
cost of living adjustment. Milk went up. That you ain't doing nothing but balance me. Go
Whatever
ahead.
that is, that's a few more $1,000, right? I'm just saying. And Lord knows I'm grateful for every dollar. But what I'm saying is
Be smart.
look at the big picture, right? That few $1,000s that they give you, that's a raise. Um, that's really gonna change what? Maybe 50, $60 on your paycheck every 2 weeks or whatever that is.
Man, eggs and milk, whatever else you
Yes.
buying. That's just
So
covering that.
So, be careful what you catch yourself getting caught up into, because it's really just, that's why you got to have
Right.
multiple streams, which we going to get into. That's why you have to fight for your dollar. Don't ever feel bad about your wage, your worth, and writing down. I love writing down them numbers on that piece of paper and slide it over to them. Take a look at that. You know what I'm saying? Take a look at that. Because guess what? If you don't fight for your money, you be the only one that didn't do it. That person that's hiring you, or that person that's your boss or whatever, they had to sit down and negotiate their wages. So this isn't a new conversation. Go ahead.
I'm gonna tell you this. This is listen. We always talk about people having an advantage. I'm gonna get into that comment in a second.
Okay.
We always talk about listen. It's only minorities, and I'm not just saying black people. It's minorities. We be
Yeah.
so thirsty to get a job, and they know this. They know they got us cornered. That's why I said always keep leverage. If you ever in a position where you need a job, guess what? You're
Yeah.
gonna accept whatever they give you. And
Mhm.
so this is how the barrier happens. All of our culture, all of the minorities, we tend to be in dire need, despair of a job. And so when it happens is when they come and offer us jobs,
Right.
minorities, they know they can lowball us because we need the money right now. Versus
Mhm.
the other people who are not minorities, they're transitioning from a company. I don't need this job, but you interested in me, so come with it. And if you want me
Mhm.
to move, you got to come with it. And I need a signing bonus on top of that. Do you know people getting $50,000 signing bonuses?
Yes.
Things like you fighting over you fighting over a 3% increase for another 5 years, and I can get 50,000 signing bonus.
Yes.
It's so much bigger than this, and that's what I'm saying. If you get caught in this system, you're gonna be of that statistic.
Yes.
Here's the thing I want to say about these 2 points here. The first one is this one about feeling alone. Is that I want to tell people that it's okay to feel alone, but get used to it because at some point I want to take that word out of the vocabulary, being alone, because you're always going to be alone when you're doing something new. Any
Right.
Even when the thought comes to your mind about whatever it is you're trying to do, you're alone. You're
Yes.
going to be I don't care who you is, if you're a celebrity or whoever it is, like like J. Cole when he signed a new artist like Jid, or like when J. Cole signed to Jay-Z. They all tell you that yeah, they signed, but they still had to do the work to get out there and to be relevant. So when you got an idea, you're going to be alone until you have to convince your audience, you have to convince your manager, your
Mhm.
job, whatever it is, that you supposed to be here. So that alone thing is just like your conscience up front telling you, like, it's like literally that's why I'm telling you, that's your inner self talking to you saying that you're alone. But if you talk to yourself and be like, I know what I'm doing, I got the vision right here,
Bro,
you can take that out of your vocabulary.
when I'm doing something and I'm the only one, that's a reminder to me I'm on track.
You're on track.
When I find myself doing something that everybody understands, everybody supports, everybody's in the rooms, everybody that I adjust myself. I'll be like, you know what? I need to tighten up. I'm starting to fall into doing what everybody else is doing. You know what I'm saying? Like, nah, like it sounds like a cliche, but it's really when they say the high road, that lonely road is the best road to take. That's the road that's going to elevate yourself. That's the road that's going to elevate your family. That's the road that's going to put you in positions uh that break them generational curses, them chains that, you know what I mean, to be the first of your family to do this, to do
Yeah.
that, or to be
How
able
you
to
yes, yes.
you gonna have to put your
Everybody always
boots
talk
on,
about
do that by
generational
yourself.
wealth and all this. How
Yeah.
you expect to get that generational wealth if you're gonna keep doing what everybody else doing? You gotta think different. You gotta be alone. This is my thing. I love being alone in this sense that we speaking about, because when I'm alone, I know that I'm doing something revolutionary, and
Mm-hmm.
I'm about to change some stuff that nobody has ever done before. That's how you got to think. You got if you not in the state of mind where you feeling like you alone, that you're not working hard enough. You're not being creative enough, because what you're doing, everybody else is doing. You in the same group that everybody else is in.
Yes.
The last point I want to make about is about this one right here. The salary employee limits your ability. I want to make this clear that um I like salary, I like hourly. It depends on what you signed up for. I know times where you can be a salary employee and still you if you know how to listen, this is the first thing. Stop getting jobs that want you stop getting jobs that evaluate you on your attendance versus your performance. And that's going to clear that salary thing you talking about right there. Because a lot of these jobs, all they want to do is see you.
Yes.
Attendance. I just want to see you. And if you there, then okay, you did a good job. No.
COVID changed all that too, by the
COVID
way.
changed all that. So now you
Working from
got to
home is
pay.
here to stay.
Yes, you got to pay me for my performance. And guess what? If
Mm-hmm.
I got my performance down pat, I'm no longer doing 40 hours. Everybody know this. I don't care who you are. You ain't if you at home and if you doing your work like you supposed to, you on top of it, you ain't doing 40 hours. That
No.
that 40 hours is out the window. So this salary thing is coming right here. That's only if you ain't on top of your game. Because if you
Remember
on top of your game, you got room for a lot of other stuff to do.
remember that conversation we was having when I was putting in all them hours when I was in retail management. I was salary member of management in Kentucky and in Chicago.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
was putting in all them hours and we would talk. And then we just started adjusting goals. We like, all right, try to make that amount. Let's see if you can get that amount of money. It was like layers to the goals. And I'll just be real quick with it. First, it was how can we get Monday through Friday?
Yeah.
Stop working all these weekends and holidays. Okay.
Yeah.
Then it was okay, you could work. I don't care how many hours. Remember that? I don't care how many hours I work. So I was working 12s and everything. When I switched careers, I was like, I'm still going, I'm out of retail, but I'm like, okay, I work 12s. I don't care what I do as long as I could be off Monday through Friday. I mean, the
Yeah.
weekends, right? As long as it's Monday through Fridays. Okay, cool. Then we get to the point to where it's like, how can we get that same amount of money that you're making within 40 hours instead of 80 hours or whatever
Yeah.
it is? And then now it's different. You know
It
what I'm saying?
grows. This is one of
Yeah.
one of the last points I want to make about this is that I really want to get people to stop working overtime. Just let's do some simple math here. If you getting paid $10 an hour at a
Mm-hmm.
job at a company, and everybody like to talk time and a half. Okay, so what you got to do to get time and a half? You got to either work a holiday, right? Or you will work so many hours over the allotment of whatever they however your company will have it set up. Someone have it different, but like there's a point in time where you get overtime pay and it's like time plus whatever. So let's say you're getting 20 because that's a big number to entice people. Your regular pay is $10 an hour, but the overtime is giving you $20 an hour. So you're getting double, but you got to work 80 hours in a week. So let's just say out of the 10 hours, you work 8 hours a day. Let's just call it simple. So you're getting $80 a day. 80 times 5, $450 a week, right? Double it. Okay. $900 for the week. Now, that's that situation, right? So let's take another situation where you work, you getting $10 an hour. This is a totally different situation. You're getting
Right.
$10 an hour, okay, at one job, and you're gonna work 40 hours, okay. So stay with me here. Just stay with me here. You're gonna get the $450 an hour for that job, right?
Mm-hmm.
But what happens if you don't work the overtime? You just go get you another job, okay? You go get the other job, and you tell other job you got this experience now. You're not gonna get paid $10 an hour. You're probably gonna get like 15 an hour because you got the experience from the other one. So you went from making the $10 an hour to now $15 an hour. You got both jobs, and you don't have to do all that overtime. You understand what I'm saying? And what I'm trying to get people to a point is to see that is that you do not have to work 80 hours in 1 week to make the type of money that you think you're making. There's other ways to do this where you can go get multiple jobs, and there's ways you can do it where you don't have to work 80 at all.
No.
If you
No.
just if you just take the time to understand how to do it.
And
I,
and
I
and
just don't I
yeah.
don't want people to keep working overtime, overtime, overtime. I know people who do that and it's not getting them
No.
nowhere. It's
No.
draining your body.
It's draining your body. You're missing out on a lot. Don't mention if you have kids. You're missing out on time that you won't be able to replace. It's et cetera, et cetera. But I do understand that you got to do what you got to do for and that's okay to have that mindset. Do what you got to do for that time period to get you, until you get your skills up,
But
your
don't let it
weight up.
become an idol.
You know what I mean? Yeah, I understand that. But to just be like, hey, I just look at it like the generation before you worked hard. The generation before them worked even harder. The generation before them probably were slaves. So they really worked hard. When you gonna start working smarter? You know what I mean? Like, so Rosie know, like, okay, we got the landscaping, but then she know I got my corporate world too. So I remember the first time Rosie came to the office with me. She came to my office
That's
downtown.
my analogy right there, Greg. I try to get people thinking. You just what you just said.
Yeah. What? Work smarter?
Corporate? No,
Oh,
corporate
yeah.
and what you do on the
Oh,
side.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Why would
yeah.
people keep working 80 hours in one and you
Nah.
getting that?
I've told Alex that. Like, we'll be somewhere, we'll do something, and then I'll be like, I'll let her see the money, and I'm like, look at that. I'm like, that took us an hour and a half to make, right? That took us an hour and a half to make this. And then if you go to your job, people probably got to work a whole week to get with that. We just did an hour and a half. You understand what I'm saying? But I like Rosie, like I was saying, when Rosie came to work with me, she come to my office, she sit there, she like, so when are you gonna work? I said, I am working. I said, no, baby, it's different. I work smart here.
Yeah,
You get what I'm saying? I
yeah,
work smart. You know what I mean? Because like you said, like Aria didn't see them times when you was doing different stuff.
yeah.
You know what I mean? I made them sacrifices so long ago, early into my career, to where now it's just
Autopilot.
like, dang, you know what I mean? You dang that moving like somebody getting ready for retirement, or somebody that's
Yeah.
been, because of what you've done. But don't skip your process, y'all. I understand that, we're not trying to preach this perfect world, but look at it at the big picture. Get your skills up, put your time in, but you know what I mean? Just understand there's different ways to subsidize other incomes, multiple streams of income, and to put yourself in a position where you can still live your life, raise your kids, and earn that type of numbers that you never thought that you would make. But you got to put in that work. You got to understand. You got to put in that time in order to be the first person to do that. You know what I mean? And just follow suit with it. And I mean, this was a good discussion tonight, bro.
Change your mindset. Stop
You
thinking
it's
that
here.
overtime is
Yes.
gonna get you there. It's not. It's
No.
just crippling you.
No. Yeah, I see it. I see it all the time. I see a lot of brothers and sisters get on the computer. Man, I'm working 16s. I got to work another 16. I got to work
No
another 16.
sleep, team, no sleep, this and that. Like
So look,
been
I'm
in a
waiting for the
warehouse 3 weeks
and I'm
straight.
a hustler though. So I'm already
Yeah,
like, yeah, run it up. I'm a hustler. So I'm like, run
it's
it up,
not
run
the
it up,
way.
run it up, run it up. But I'm like, wait a second here. That's what you're gonna do for 30 years?
That's not the way.
That you're gonna do that for 40 years? So you ain't just running it up for a season, or you ain't just running it up so you can, clear this debt or pay off that credit
There's
card
got
bill
to
or
be
whatever.
a yes. There's
So you
got
gonna
to
work
be a goal.
16s forever? So you gonna work 16s forever? You gonna do that forever? Man, life
And
too short.
I want to make this clear. There's got to be a goal while you working overtime. You got to be working overtime
Yes,
for a goal and to succeed at that goal.
yes, yes.
But you can't just be doing it just to say every week like I'm getting money, I'm getting money. You're not.
No,
So
nope. But
that's all I got, man.
hey, you know
Um,
what? Like we said, man, this is a good topic tonight. I feel like you know what I mean. We love to interact like this with everybody. We appreciate everybody that return, um, and we just
yeah.
gonna keep this thing going. You know what I mean? So you know,
Yep.
be the first. Know that there's successes. Knowing that there's struggles. Knowing that it's gonna put you in a position. Knowing that you got to keep your mental strong. Knowing you got to hold yourself accountable, the IOU moments we talked about tonight, the rewards, and focusing on the end goal, or what's your identity? If somebody had to identify you as something, you know what I mean? What would that be? Keep those things on the forefront of your mind. Trust the process. Go through your processes, gain knowledge, and watch your life change. You know what I'm saying? So we live in proof of it. Neither one of us took shortcuts. I don't know nothing about no shortcuts, but I know that I'm better than I was yesterday. And I know I'm better than I was 6 years ago. And I know I'm better than I was 6 days ago. And that all comes from a mindset, and that all comes from putting in the time and putting in the work. This is not the get rich quick scheme podcast. I don't know that. We don't got them type of formulas. We got processes and things that work. So we appreciate real people coming in, chiming in, and vibing in. And we love to hear the feedback. We love when you tell us that this worked for you, or you know what I mean, you were able to apply that. Now you got that job. You know what I mean? Shout out to bro for getting a new job. You know what I mean? I'm always say that because and we're gonna celebrate real soon because them are the times and the things that we do celebrate. Uh, and drinks on you too, bro. You know who you is. You know, drinks on
Yes,
you.
you do.
Drinks on you. You know what I'm saying?
You
But
do.
further ado, we're gonna see y'all next week. We're gonna keep bringing the heat. You know what I'm saying? Wishing everybody a positive week, nothing but love and blessings. You know what I'm saying? This is IOU Redemption Podcast. Make sure that you like, share, subscribe, tell the people about it, and come back for some more. This your boy G White,
Big speaker.
and we out.
I'll let you.
Yes.